Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome back to the Cine Critique. Today we're going to be talking about the new movie Bad Boys for Life. I need your comments down below. Are you going to be supporting Will Smith and Martin Lawrence this weekend, or is this going to be a skip for you? Let's talk about it. So Bad Boys for Life is the third movie in the Bad Boys franchise and follows Will Smith and Martin Lawrence as they reprise their roles as Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett. Things aren't what they used to be for Mike and Marcus. Marcus is now a police inspector who has his eyes set on retirement, and Mike is suffering from a midlife crisis while also being assigned to lead this young group of millennial cops known as Ammo, with whom he has nothing in common. Both of them reunite once again when a fierce cartel mob boss, whose brother they defeated years earlier, puts out a hit against Mike just as he and Marcus are about to officially retire. I gotta say, I do have a soft spot in my heart for the original Bad Boys. It came out when I was only like 5 years old, but I must have watched it like 20 times growing up as a kid in Miami. And I remember that movie being a big deal because the movie was filmed there too. There was even a Bad Boys video game I remember playing.
Hey, get your ass back here, Marcus! Marcus!
But a lot has changed since the original Bad Boys came out like 25 years ago. I'm not in Miami no more, and apparently neither is Michael Bay. Bad Boys for Life is the first movie in this franchise that's not directed by Michael Bay. Instead, it's directed by Belgian directors Adil El Abri and Bilal Fallah. And to tell you the truth, even though I know next to nothing about these two directors, I barely could pronounce their names, I think this movie was better off for it. Michael Bay has his niche, and he does have his own trademark style, I'll give him that, but he does the same crap in every movie. He's a dog that doesn't want to learn a new trick, and I doubt he was going to bring anything new to the table here. We already got two Michael Bay Bad Boys, we sure as hell didn't need another. Full disclaimer, I will admit I wasn't expecting much from Bad Boys for Life going in. I mean, it is a January movie starring Will Smith and Martin Lawrence trying to cash in on one of their old hits, but I was actually very pleasantly surprised with how clever and funny this movie is. Martin Lawrence, even though he keeps looking more and more like the big mama with every day that goes by, he is the funniest thing in this movie. He just keeps ripping scene after scene after scene, and the chemistry that he has with Will Smith in the first two Bad Boys movies is definitely present here. Will Smith is on point here too. His character Mike Lowry is still trying to be that playboy he was 25 years ago in Bad Boys 1, still trying to hang on to those glory days. We got a good dynamic throughout this movie with the two main characters. Marcus, he just became a granddad and is ready to move on with his life. And Mike Lowry is still Mike Lowry and wants nothing more than to keep being Mike Lowry, and a lot of this movie's humor and funny jokes comes from that dynamic. That and the fact that Martin Lawrence's head looks like a fucking milk dud. Bad Boys for Life does incorporate a certain amount of nostalgia in this movie, which is critical for this movie to work. It definitely has that Bad Boys, Miami Vice, mixed with some Fast and the Furious kind of vibe to it. It's not a movie to be taken too seriously. I mean, DJ Khaled and Nicky Jam are in this. It has a very Miami flavor. So that right there should tell you all you need to know about how seriously to take this movie. Will Smith has to lead a group of young cops who call themselves Ammo. These cops are all part of the new generation of millennials that have this new like woke style of policing, while Mike Lowry is part of that old school style where he's gonna do what he's gonna do no matter what anybody says. The parts involving this young team are probably the weakest parts of this movie, with some major plot contrivances. I'm not gonna spoil anything here. This movie does suffer a bit whenever Martin Lawrence and Will Smith aren't on screen. The villain, who's played by Jacob Scipio, is pretty generic, and other than his connection to the last Bad Boy movie, nothing about his character is remotely interesting. Will Smith also says the N-word here. Not that he's not allowed to say it. I mean, I'm definitely not allowed to say it, but I've never actually heard Will Smith ever say the N-word ever in any of his movies or his songs. So the fact that he did that caught me by surprise. I found it funny, but oddly weird, to be honest. Now, I won't go as far as to say this movie was better than the original Bad Boys, because the original Bad Boys was a classic, but it's definitely a step up from Bad Boys 2. This falls right there in the middle between Bad Boys 1 and Bad Boys 2. It's a solid, entertaining movie, which is all we can ask for a movie like this. Come on. If you're someone who's looking for a more serious Oscar contending type of movie, I recommend checking out 1917. It's a badass war movie that might be the best movie of 2019 and 2020. That's out there in theaters now, but if you're looking for a light-hearted, guilty pleasure, funny, entertaining movie, you can do much worse than Bad Boys for Life. I'm gonna give this movie a B-. It's a solid action buddy cop comedy that will satisfy fans of the franchise while also attracting new ones. But alright guys, that's my review of Bad Boys for Life. It's officially my first review of 2020. I took some time off to get this new year in order. I just got a new job, which pretty much forced me to rearrange my schedule. But now that I got my routine down, it'll be much easier for me to plan my recordings, and you guys can expect at least one recording from me each week. But alright guys, let me know what your thoughts are on Bad Boys for Life. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments below, and if you haven't done so already, go ahead, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more of my latest, hottest movie reviews. And remember, movies may fade, but real legends never die.